John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I've been in the credit industry for almost 30 years now. Spent time at both Equifax, which is one of the credit bureaus, and FICO, which is the company that designed and developed the FICO credit scoring system. And so today I'm going to address kind of a common myth in the world of credit scoring, which has to do with how long your credit score stays, whatever it is. And so, for example, if you checked your credit score today, and let's say hypothetically that it was 700, how long will that 700 remain a 700 before to some other number? And so really the issue that this brings up is the issue of credit score memory, and whether or not credit scoring systems have some sort of a memory and know what was on your credit report last month or yesterday or last year, or what your credit score was yesterday or last month or last year. One of the common misconceptions about credit scoring is that your credit score is almost like the reading of a thermometer, where it's just constantly going up and down based on the temperature. And that's not how credit scores work. Credit scores do not go up and down on your credit report as the information changes. In fact, your credit score is not a permanent component of your credit report. It is what's referred to as an ancillary product. Think of like the leather interior of a car. When you go buy a car, it's an option. You have to pay more for it, and it may not automatically come with the car that you're buying. And so your credit score, whatever it is today, let's say again, hypothetically it's 700, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a 700 tomorrow, or certainly a 700 at any future time. Your credit score is calculated at the time of an inquiry, meaning that either a bank pulls your credit reports, a credit union, a credit card issuer, an insurance company, or you may pull a copy of your own credit report and get one of your credit scores. And at that time, think of it as a transaction. When your credit report is compiled by the credit bureau, a credit score is then calculated and then delivered to you along with the report. But that particular score does not persist anywhere, it goes away. And the next time that transaction occurs, your credit score is going to be calculated again, or if you want to use the word recalculated, that's probably not a bad word to use. What the credit scoring model does not know, it does not know what was on your credit report at any time in the past, because credit scoring systems do not have a memory. So and that's actually good, and you want it that way, and here's why. Let's say hypothetically that you're a consumer who is attempting to rebuild your credit after some sort of a credit disaster, say a bankruptcy, or you may have collections on your credit report, or maybe you're just building credit from scratch and you're trying to earn and maintain a good credit score. So you're not going to start out with an 800 or an 850 credit score. That just isn't going to happen. You're going to start out with something much lower, especially if you had some sort of a credit disaster in your background. So what you do not want to happen is you do not want that negative information that may be on your credit report to sit there and persist for many, many years, which it might, because it's legal to do so as long as the information is correct. But once that information is removed from your credit reports, either because it has been what's called aged off, or it becomes obsolescent because of the date, or it's otherwise deleted because it can't be verified, or the credit bureaus have verified that it is incorrect, and so they have to remove it. That's it, it's gone. And the credit bureaus are not going to continue to display it, and because they're not going to continue to display it, it's not going to continue to impact your credit score. So once it's gone, it is forgotten in the eyes of a credit scoring system, and that's the way you want it, because you don't want something that used to be on your credit report that is not on your credit report any longer to somehow continue to haunt you for many years, and that would be unfair. If something is on your credit report, it's absolutely fair to consider it, but if something is not on your credit report for whatever reason, then it doesn't seem like that would be very fair to consider it once the information has been removed. So the answer to the ultimate question, which is, do credit scoring systems have a memory? is certainly no. And this cuts both ways, by the way. So just because you had negative information on your credit report in the past that is now gone, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's always going to cut both ways. And here's the example. Let's say that you had fantastic credit a month ago, and then boom, all of a sudden a new collection hits your credit report. Well, your credit score could be negatively affected by the new collection, and certainly the fact that you had a good credit score in the past is not going to somehow, subsidize or reduce or mitigate the impact of the new collection. The impact is what it is, and it might be drastic, it may be less than drastic. It's just going to depend on the individual consumer's credit reports. So just because your score was good yesterday doesn't mean it's going to be good tomorrow. Just because your score was bad yesterday doesn't mean it's going to be bad tomorrow. So it's a no memory system. I know it's kind of hard sometimes to wrap your head around because, credit reports are based on historical information, but once that stuff is gone, it's gone. So if you have any other questions about credit scoring systems or credit reporting, drop them in the comment section below and I'll do my best to get to them. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.